Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the West Professional Development Committee of the Western India Regional Council, the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, I welcome all of you for the today's webinar on total cost management and perpetual cost management. Our today's speaker, CME Chitralee Goswami ma'am. I welcome ma'am. She is a former Chief General Manager and Head Corporate Finance Services in the energy giant of the country ONGC. She is a fellow member of the Institute and a visiting faculty to reputed universities like Indraprastha University Delhi, Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning Bangalore, and so on. She is a contributor to a number of management journals and as invited speaker at multiple national and global summits. Also, Madam profile features in the recently launched Coffee Table book of the Institute. As a cost and management accountant, Madam is a merit awardee in ONGC and she was nominated for the highest ONGC Management Awards in 2023. Over a 3 decades, she has worked in almost all finance portfolios and hugely contributed in finance function system improvements. As a strategic decision maker, her immense contribution in ONGC's AI journey is noteworthy. Beside being a true finance professional, Madam is a recipient of a prestigious President of India Award in vocal music. She is also the recipient of Pride of Northeast Award in the category of Multifaceted Women's. Other titles awarded to Madams is Gana Kokila, Sangeet Tilakam, to name a few. A perfect example of work-life balance. Madam is an accredited vocalist of All India Radio, a Sufi poet, composer, lyricist, performing artist, and recipients of number of titles and accolades such as Sangita Tilakam, Gana Kokila, Pearl of Melodies, and so on. She is a life coach and mentor. As a respectful giving back to society, she is mentoring a number of young students and professionals. Their success and happiness is her only treasure fees that she cherishes. I welcome ma'am and request ma'am to kindly start the session, please.
Thank you, Pooja. I suppose it is Pooja only.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, just a minute. Mm. Yeah. Thank you very much for your introduction, Pooja. Today's
Thank
topic
you,
is
ma'am.
a topic which most of the finance professionals are aware of. Therefore, I decided to keep it short for two reasons. Is one is because it is the for CMA's costing is either their forte. It is all known, but at times we have to dive and understand certain nuances. Only for that we need to keep discussing. The other reason is this being a working day. People also have their meetings and things scheduled. Therefore, I have not kept many slides today. We'll discuss more. So let me share, Pooja, the my uh, presentation. Let me- Uh, why am I not able to see? Just give me a moment. This is Are you all able to see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, the words total cost management and perpetual cost management. If we focus on total cost management, we would be doing the justice even towards perpetual cost management. And as the words suggest, it is cost management. So who knows cost management better than CMAs? But then why this topic today? Or why do we need to continuously educate ourselves on it? Because there is no end to it. Is like, running a home efficiently, running a family efficiently, running the income efficiently, keeping the income continuous. There is no end to improvement. Perfection has no limits. The day I feel I'm perfect, I'm the most imperfect person. So therefore, as CMEs, when we talk about cost management, total cost management, we obviously are talking about the organizations that we serve, the cost management of the organizations where we work or where we audit, or where we are consultant, or in the entire value chain process, wherever we are involved, at whatever capacity. What is the premise? The constantly growing global competition in every sphere of business we see today. Well, what is the need for doing these studies? Because of this cutthroat competition, trade, every sphere of business, trade and commerce, they face a lot of challenges, even for survival. Therefore, the enterprises have to today rethink, reinvent the cost management wheel in totality as a continuous process. It is the survival of the fittest, nothing else. When small restaurants mushroom, next year when we travel that road, we find 50% of them are not there. And some have been replaced by a maybe salon or a chemist. Why? This is a very small example, but this is what happens to the large organizations as well. This is the result of inefficient cost management. Today's demand is of high quality goods and services at a low cost. Obvious. The same item, the other day I went to buy certain sports equipments for my son. And when we went in the shop, nowadays what I do, the moment I see in the shop, I mean, immediately look at the Amazon, the price. It was half the price on Amazon. So the at quality we need at a low cost. This is the mantra. This includes manufacturing and service industries alike. Aggressive cost management is the only solution for an enterprise towards this end of a distant dream of surviving in the market in terms of continuance of existing operations, expansions, and diversification. There's no guarantee that if I have started an operation, I will be able to continue 5 years hence unless I constantly do my cost management. It's like our life management. As a life coach, whenever I go deliver my speeches, we mentor. It is like the life management. In our entire life cycle, we too need to keep on mending our ways, mending our learnings, unlearn things, undo things, redo things, reinvent methods and processes. Similarly, in an organization, it could not be more true. So therefore, in order to ensure that you survive or we continue, cost management has to be extremely dynamic. Due to this requirement of dynamism in the cost management sphere, that we need to keep discussing about it. Cost management has to not only include the individual activities or products, but also to include the entire value chain across the enterprise, encompasses all costs within the organization from initial product design to end of life disposal. It is not only for a product, it is for process. It is not only for a process, it is for the very uh, life cycle of the entire organization. The life cycle can be there for a product. There can be a life cycle for a process. Like we all human beings have a life cycle. But in our one life cycle, if we consider as an organization's life cycle, the organization can change over to multiple products, multiple projects, multiple diversifications, amalgamations. So many such things take place. Now, across the value chain, irrespective of what it is, irrespective of what whether the organization deals with a product or a process, it has to have a dynamic cost evaluation and cost management system. A robust system has to exist there, no matter how many times the system. In FMCG, what do we see? Today they are coming out with soap, tomorrow shampoo, but day after tomorrow, even maybe a swipe for the bathrooms, and next day even baby clothes. So why are they doing that? That is the result of cost management, robust cost management. We call it competition. Okay, I may be known as Chitralee, but you may also call me Mrs. Goswami. I'm the same person. Therefore, we may call it competition, variety in market. But what is the underlying principle? It is the total cost management. If the cost management demands certain changes, we shall carry out that. If the cost management demands certain modification, certain course corrections, we shall carry out that. But that has to be across every step in the value chain. So for this, cost management has to be aggressive, continuous, and strategic in totality, aligning along the long-term vision of the respective enterprise. Actually speaking, as we all can understand by now, it is nothing but simply like our home management, like our life management, like our education management, like our wedding management. It's simply like that. Unless we continuously change ourselves, we cannot become a better professional or better human being. Similarly, unless we continuously and aggressively infuse the principles of a family, it doesn't remain as a family or a home, it becomes a hotel. So similarly, the organization, I am putting things simplified for the understanding of the young professionals and students. Since strategic cost management has to align its cost monitoring and management mechanism towards achieving the end of the strategic vision of the enterprise, irrespective of whether it is being practiced. Therefore, in this sense, total cost management is generic to all enterprises and assets, irrespective of their domain at which they operate. This also you have understood. Total cost management is generic to all enterprises. There may be nuances to their stages, but the management principles of total cost management are generic across organizations. An asset can be a machine, a process, a project, a cost center, an enterprise, or even a sovereign nation like Bharat. What are we doing? What is the government doing? What is Modi ji doing? What is the other ministers doing? They are only doing a total cost management because their asset is the nation. And the nation comprises of people. And the people's goal is their well-being. For the well-being, people need medical facilities, hospital facilities, education facilities, livelihood facilities, roads, and other infrastructures, and various other things. The list is very long, all of us know. So, what when the nation itself is a topic of total cost management? What is our deficit? What is our surplus? Balance of deficit at the end of the year, the budget session, all that is given by the finance ministry, is nothing but the effect and result of total cost management for the nation. Now, when we leave the nation separately, because none of us is a finance minister today, maybe some of you will become young ones, especially, but we are not. So far as we are concerned, what we mean by an asset. Generally, we know what is an asset, movable or immovable. Anything can be an asset. A project can be an asset. A cost center can be an asset. So managing the cost of a machine can be an asset. There's a water treatment plant. The plant can be an asset. There's a, say, paper cutting machine, or there is a printing press where the printing machine, it itself can be a subject matter of total cost management. If the machine is working, a printing machine is working, it needs ink, it needs labor, it needs electricity, it needs space management. So many, it has to be, closer to the community who may use it. So if the entire cost is not calculated, if the machine is extremely sophisticated, but 100 kilometers from the city center, where every day the printed items have to be transported, that is not a good cost management. In a very simplified manner, anything can be a subject of cost management. What I do to put it in lightly, nowadays I myself have been putting myself as a subject of cost management, total cost management. You may laugh at it, but it is true. Nowadays, after I superannuated very recently, 2 months ago, I am thinking, how much do I spend on myself? Is it necessary? What? Do I need to buy more saris? No. Or more lipsticks? No. But Where do I need to invest money? I need to invest in health, in fitness. So everything and anything can be subject matter of total cost management. Managing cost in alignment with the asset's utility, usability, predicting future expenses in the frameworks of the owner's vision, including midway corrections where need be throughout its life cycle, is the aim of total cost management for sustainability. In my own example, if I am a sub asset and I am managing my total cost, then if I do not put enough investment today towards my health, tomorrow I will be simply a cost center and not at all profit center. I'll not be able to be of help to even to deliver a lecture to you. So therefore, midway corrections and keeping the vision of the organization, the assets have to be managed well. I will come with bigger examples, but I am giving smaller examples just to put the perspective in the minds of young professionals. See, assets utility. A vehicle. I don't need to, my petrol vehicle is 9 years. I don't need to put a fancy, decor, that those chrome items and all that, because in another 1 or 2 years, I may have to discard it. Or if it is a diesel vehicle, in next year, it will be banned in Delhi. So, assets utility, usability. Utility may be there of the vehicle, but usability will not be there. In Delhi, I cannot run, even though car is fit and fine. Then how should I manage the cost? Predicting future expenses. The other day, my sister, she wanted to go to a nearby town, and she said, no, my car is 9 years old. I'll not take that car. I'll hire a vehicle. So the predicting future expenses. What is the mantra? Enterprises use TMC to understand the total cost of a product, the management tools to understand the total cost of the product by assigning it to material cost, labor cost, manufacturing. Now all CMS are very happy, right? Suddenly our forte has come. Material cost, labor cost, manufacturing overheads, marketing cost, distribution cost, customer support cost, etc. Managing cost in every sphere from micro to macro and macro to micro in a products, projects, enterprises life cycle to gain a competitive edge is to follow the mantra, manage every cost strategically with cost consciousness. I give this mantra as a person, as a CMA who was into finance profession for more than 3 decades, 3.5 decades. Manage every cost strategically with cost consciousness. I did not give the mantra, manage every cost with cost consciousness. I did not say that. I did not say manage every cost strategically. I said manage every cost strategically with cost consciousness. This has a huge meaning in itself. We'll discuss about it. So obviously, as I give my layman example, do I need to invest in my lipsticks or saris or my protein or my fruits or my nuts and seeds or my gym or my yoga teacher? What are those? So far as I'm concerned, those are material costs, labor costs, manufacturing overhead, marketing costs, distribution costs, and customer support costs. These all of us know in a process industry, in a where we also calculate the cost of production. All these costs we take into account. But what do we mean by managing it? See, so far, finance professionals and CMAs in finance functions and organizations, what are we doing? We are accumulating the costs. We are allocating the cost. We are apportioning the cost. These three things we know very, very well. But are we managing the cost? No. I'll not ask you why, because I know the answer. I'll not say it's a crime we have done, because I know we're not authorized. Now, how you become authorized? And once authorized, what do? We'll discuss in this itself. That is why such a simple topic we have brought for discussion today. So we accumulate, we apportion, we collect, and the cost of all the overheads. Then this mantra, let us remember this mantra for a while, and we will go on discussing on it as we progress. And why this mantra? This para is very, very important. This mantra is to enterprises life cycle to gain a competitive edge. For the products, competitive edge. For the projects, competitive edge. For the companies, competitive edge. Otherwise, we don't need to have these manage every cost strategically with cost consciousness. No, I don't need to do. Competitive edge. Because unlike a human being, I'll not speak philosophically. If I philosophically speak, I'll disagree to what I'm saying. But unlike our human beings, a project or a product is of a business entity. And the ultimate goal is to earn profit. So bottom line, which matters. So for the bottom line to matter, if I have a fat bottom line, I can sustain and survive the competitive edge. For that fat bottom line, I have to work on nothing but total cost management with strategically with cost consciousness. Of course, I said, who is better cost conscious than a CMA? The total cost management methods and tools. Strategic cost management tools are methods are life cycle costing, target costing, Kaizen costing, value analysis engineering, business process reengineering, throughput costing. Then project-specific cost managements are resource planning, cost estimating, cost budgeting, cost control. One would say we know already all these. But just focus your mind to each one of them. Are they not an epic by itself? Think of life cycle costing of a product which you are envisaging will stay for at least 20 years in the market. Think of a project life cycle costing which you envisage would be good for next 30 years. Then the project itself becomes an enterprise, being a part of the bigger enterprise. And the enterprise, if it is successful, slowly shifts to become an independent company by itself, subsidiary company of the mother company. Then what happens? Then that company has again all departments, technical departments, finance department, marketing department, department, HR department, advertisement department, customer support department. What was it when we thought a product life cycle? It didn't mean much to us. When Nataraj pencil started, it didn't think much, only a pencil. Then became a broader pencil and a thinner pencil. Then came.
మురళి గారు చూసాను నోటీస్ అయితే ఏంటంటే ఈ
Hello,
గవర్నమెంట్
can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Can everyone mute? So then came in Nataraj pencils live HB pencils, then some 01 pencil, 02 pencil, then sketchers started using pencils, then painters started using pencils. So the small single humble pencil the small pencil became a huge organization, and it has different divisions, different machines for manufacturing different pencils. Had they not managed cost, because the original pencil could have failed, the HB pencil could have done better, the Sketchers pencil could have done better, and HB could have failed. What was that they continuously did? They continuously monitored cost and did the course corrections and the cost corrections and the required additions, deletions. So when we talk of each of this, target costing, Kaizen costing. Kaizen costing is a Japanese system. Japanese system where you do small marginal corrections, very marginal corrections to each and every stage, at each and every stage. It can be a product stage, it can be a project stage or a service stage. Very marginal corrections. For example, WhatsApp. What has WhatsApp done suddenly? Because there are so many competitors of WhatsApp also. Recently, I don't know how many of you have got. They have started giving you an account by your own name, on their own. Now, if I have a Chitralee Goswami, I have logged into WhatsApp, they'll give me a folder of my own name, as if it is a person. So if suppose I have downloaded my credit card statement, I don't know where to keep it, I can simply put it in that account and it documents, all the documents are kept there. So WhatsApp is giving. So far what I was doing, you can ask, what do we do? All of you also do. Either you send it to your son or put it to your wife or husband or friend or whatever. I took another SIM and I created another WhatsApp account. Whenever I have to download something, I put it in that account. Documents. But now WhatsApp has given. So what they have done, they've increased their value by this small addition, Kaizen addition, mid correction over the others. Others will also start, but then they are the pioneer. Then again, they will think something. Now, value analysis or value engineering, all the values, of course, yesterday, day before also I said, wherever there is data, there's oil. Wherever there is oil, it's lubricated. Whenever it is lubricated, process is smooth. So when we have data, the values, it is very easy to analyze. And then whatever permutation combination is required, we do with the value engineering. Business process re-engineering. Entire business process itself can be re-engineered. For example, I'll give ONGC. ONGC has even GAIL, even IOCL, Coal India has also started. They have outsourced their medical facilities. Like TPA, all the insurance companies, most of them, 80% of them, they have also outsourced through TPA. If your bill has to be settled, then TPA has to certify. Similarly, a medical bill has to be settled in ONGC, TPA has to certify. Now, this is part of business process reengineering. Then again, centralized payment method. There were 11 assets, onshore assets, and 6 offshore assets. All these 15 locations, and under those assets, there are at least 20, 30 installations. Those are work centers again. So out of total 300 work centers, where every work center is like a company itself. Thousands of crores of turnover they have. Their procurement, everybody is churning oil from the Mother Earth, but Assam Asset is also purchasing, drilling pipe. Rajamandri is also purchasing drilling pipe. Bombay High is also doing. Basinan Satellite Asset is also doing. Mumbai High is also doing. Neelam and Hira Asset is also doing. All of them, because they are all big companies, like a one Oil India there. So what we decided, management wanted to re-engineer. And they suddenly centralized the entire procurement and centralized it through a centralized process. Again, business process reengineering. What has gone behind it? Now you will ask, madam, why are you giving these examples? That is because this is the result of a total cost management by ONGC. It is analyzed stage-wise, value-wise, as I was saying, target-wise, life cycle-wise, throughput-wise, business-wise, resource-wise, all the values analyzed, discussed, and have taken a considered decision that by doing these process reengineering, we shall be saving this many crores every year or every quarter or every month. That is the idea. The third one is cost control and reduction. Just in time, all of you know. Activity-based costing, all of you know. Waste reduction is also known to us. Process optimization, just something that I spoke, that is in a matter of the organizational broad department, but process optimization can be within a factory also. Technology solutions like AI tools, using of AI tools for payment process, for finding, for salary payment, using of AI tools, for finding duplicate bills, using of AI tools, technology solutions. If there is by mistake, a duplicate bill is paid, double cost is incurred by the organization. But through technology, these can be minimized. Information and technology, cost management softwares are coming. Very good softwares are coming. Budgeting tools. Even our holy Excel sheet is very good. That is also a technology itself. Our holy Excel sheet does a very pretty good job for so far as budgeting is concerned. Time tracking software. We have critical path software, which identifies the critical path for mid corrections. And large project, for the large projects, the pre-identification of critical paths, mid modification of critical paths, resolution towards the critical paths towards the end of the project for final early delivery. These tools are available. Reporting and analytics, Of course, we know everything we do for reporting only. Data analytics is very, very well spoken about. Data analytics is today is the generation of data analytics. It is a time for data analytics. Data analytics gives various kind of reports. It reveals wonderful data. It reveals so many unknown areas. It reveals what, as a human, as a finance professional, we wish to do, but due to our limited time and capability, we are not able to do. Those all revelations are brought by data analytics. It is all in front of you in black and white. You decide what you want. The difficulty with today's data analytics is we have a data boom. We have reports boom. We have information boom. Now there are tools for the cost management also. There are tools which will, shrink down your data, shrink down your information, shrink down your, the mass presentations. It will bring it to the required level, provided we ask the pertinent command. We provide the pertinent command to them. There is strategic cost management and decision making. This again, strategic cost management and decision making through information and technology, all that decision that we take. Earlier, 20 years ago, or say 30 years, 25, 30 years ago, we were taking decisions based on how much ever our calculators could give us, how much ever our files could speak, how much ever the file writers wanted to reveal, how much the file writers wanted to hide. But today, due to technology, entire data is revealed. So strategic cost management has become much more pertinent, much more easier, much more relevant, and much more focused and called upon. Let me go back to manage every cost strategically with cost consciousness. Now, when we talk about all the data analytics and strategic cost management and decision making, looking into the data, we take certain strategic decisions. Our capital budgeting is nothing but that. It's a strategic decision making, no doubt about it. But finance professionals often tend to look at the project cost through blinkers. Total cost management eliminates the blinkers. When in a horse race, the horse is running, two blinkers are placed near his eyes, between his eyes and ears, so that he can see only that number where he has to go. If he is a 6 number lane, he has to only go 6 number only. He can see only that. So the moment the blinkers are taken off, he can see every other horse, all his side. So through blinkers, finance professionals, older time ones especially, tend to look through a blinkers and tend to become what, quote unquote, I would say the rule babu. Gone are those days. It is the time to become the finance strategists. Rules are for the project. Rules are not to dampen a strategic decision. Therefore, my mantra is, in order to keep respect of the finance profession and earn respect as a finance professional from whom? Not from our finance fraternity. Finance fraternity will always respect our own community. But from the technical team, from the technical fraternity, if we have to earn respect, we need to remove the blinkers. We have to become from a rule babu to a strategy babu. From strictly adhering to the rules, we must learn how we can bend and mend for a course correction. So therefore, manage every cost strategically. If the technical person is saying that this project is required, this 2000 crore project is required, of course, the practical experience is that he would expect you to just say yes to it without even looking at much. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just go through. And then you just give the approval and do financial concurrence and give it. I'll put up in the board or the management. But what finance person has to do is to do his duty for what he or she is getting salary. So therefore, but while seeing that, while doing the due diligence, what is the strategic importance of that project? Will it bring good to the organization? Is the bottom line going to be fatter? Will there be a production for sufficient number of times? Will the product survive for the time number of years targeted? What kind of product it is? Who are the consumers? What kind of product it is competing with? How quickly those products are changing? Is our product going to stand in that speed of change? Or is it a very, very slow product? It's a process that I'm starting today. Do I have a vision 10 years hence? When this technology, what if technology becomes outdated? What am I going to do? Look at the pagers. Pagers became cell phones, non-smartphones. Those cell phones became smartphones. Tomorrow they will be only your hand. Phone will be on your palm. There'll be no phone. Is my 2000 crore spending today going to give me minimum 10 to 15% of return per annum? There, perhaps the technical group's vision is that this 3 years it will not give, but beyond 3 years it will start giving. Or it can be the other way around. They may say first 5 years it will be boom. After that, technology may change and will change. And at that time, we are not targeting much of production, much of cost. So again, strategic cost. On the 4th year, you will start managing your cost accordingly. You will allocate lesser budget. You will not advertise. You slowly come towards the end of the product cycle. So there are decision making in every stage. Now, why I gave the example of a home running efficiently? When I want to buy an Almira, I will see, okay, I just got married. We are 2 of us. One Almira will do. Then when I want to buy the next, I will think I'll have 2 children. I have 1 baby now, but soon I may have another baby. So I better buy a bigger one. I still think both the Almiras are going to give me, benefit. But at the age of 50, when I want to buy Almira, what am I going to think? I'll think, no, my daughter is going to get married. She will go away. Her Almira will be useless. My son is seeking a job elsewhere. His Almira will be useless, more or less. So I better, out of the 2, one I will dispose of. I'll keep one. so that that space is available for me to do yoga. Strategic thinking, less expenses, more productivity with cost consciousness. Think strategically, but with cost consciousness. Now, your production team is going to say, or your technical team is going to say, we are going to launch this product. You may not like it. You may have your own analysis that strategically it will not be correct. But you cannot rule out because you have no data that it will fail. So what will you do? You will agree to them, but with cost consciousness. You will have plan A costing, plan B costing. You will have room for mid corrections. So therefore, in this process, strategic cost management, project specific cost management, cost control and reduction system, information technology helping cost management, everything is nothing but strategic managed cost management with cost consciousness. Managing the asset strategically with cost consciousness. Total cost management is holistic. When we say total cost management, when we say strategic thinking, strategic cost management, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the decisions that we make in a company as finance professionals, the project decisions we make, the product decisions, big financial decisions we make? Do we mean that? Or do we mean something else? Total cost management, the processes, the tools, that the systems are all very generic and can be applicable in any industry, any organization. Like setting up of a home can be attributed to any family, any community, any kind of home. Similarly, total cost management tools and procedures are generic to any organization. Then what is so important about it if it's so generic? Total cost management is not a decision model. I want to repeat. Total cost management is not a decision model. It is an execution model. That means the strategies, the bigger vision, the business strategies, the technical strategies will be decided by the board of the company, the top management of the company, no matter how big or small is the company. Execution is in our hands, in the hands of the finance professionals and other stakeholders. So total cost management, whatever stages, whatever process we said, are only during execution. Your decisions are only during executions. So professionals have to go beyond the known methods of costing and perpetual cost management, such as standard costing, average costing, and evolve as a catalyst for strategic cost management methodologies, encompassing both traditional method and modern tools and techniques. This would include the AI-driven cost data management and analysis, both with real-time data for short-term goals and long-term goals, non-real-time data for long-term goals. Real-time data can also give you long-term goal, but not so much. Real-time data for long-term goal, you can take reference but not base. But for short-term goal, real-time data is excellent. This would include the AI-driven cost data management and analysis, both with real-time. I said cost data can also be managed with the help of augmented reality, and thereby strategic decision making can be enabled. A cost management dashboard for total cost management comes handy for the top management. Augmented reality. Many of you may be knowing about it. Augmented reality. You see, you want to set up a refinery, or you want to set up just a factory, water bottling plant. All these distillery and all that has come. So you think one fine morning that I will also go and start a water bottle factory. Okay. So you can ask the AI, or you can take the help of certain technological tools to augment their entire model of a water bottle factory and have, like earlier what we used to call 3D models. These are 30D models, as if you are walking inside the factory. The models will show as if you will feel you have gone in, you have switched on that red button, the machine started warming up. Now you have switched on the green button, the bottles have started getting attached to the assembly line. Then you have switched on the blue button. The bottles are slowly filling with water one by one by one, and so on and so forth. This I'm giving an example of a water bottle plant. A refinery. Oh my goodness, it's a jumble of pipes. You walk into the refinery, but inside a refinery, it is not so safe to walk just like that. So the way you will walk with helmet and everything, what are the safety norms you have to find, everything will be given to you, and you just walk into it in an augmented reality. That's also called virtual reality. So AR and VR, these will help you in cost data management. Suppose somebody wants to, you want to show, you are a management, you're on the management seat, and your engineer is giving a presentation through an augmented reality, and suddenly your refinery expert who is in the board, he's saying, no, I don't want this line going from point A to point B, but I want an overhead line. So immediately the engineer will remove that point A, point B line in the augmented reality, and he will show how the overhead line is either beneficial or not beneficial. And immediately, strategically, they will take a decision. Then the finance head will say, okay, but this overhead is beneficial, but the cost is 3 times. Then and there, the cost is also being shown. This is a beautiful model. This is a beautiful ways. And I'm very fortunate to have have worked in the largest energy giant of the country, ONGC, to have witnessed all these, to have sat in decision-making tables and decided on things. But I'm showing you the bigger picture because many of you are working in PSUs and may also in large, private companies. Certain times, you may be the seller of the technology, and your technical person may be carrying you along with him as a finance expert to the client's place, while your company has to give a presentation to sell your product of augmented reality. So for that also you must know how it works. But after that, the decisions are, we all know how capital budgeting decisions are made, but flexibility is the mantra, I would say. Flexibility in approach, flexibility in behavior. Then you have won over the hearts of the technical people. And after that, if earlier they were not listening to what you were saying, now at least they will listen to 1 out of 2 suggestions that you may give them. So, and then how the cost of a project is being managed. It will, as a real-time data, it will keep coming to the dashboard, which is designed for the top management and middle management. The younger person only feeds the data, but top management has a direct dashboard. Chairman of a company can immediately wants to see, okay, I have a project in Jorhat. I want to see just now what is its progress, how much has it been constructed, what amount of billing has been done, how much bill has been paid, where are the bottlenecks, why that pipeline is waiting for so long. Okay, the road construction department may say, okay, I have in Leh Ladakh, I'm constructing this 200 kilometers of road. But after 100 meter, there is a bottleneck. Over last 6 months, not a single stone has been shifted. All that will flash on the dashboard with reasons. He can immediately on real time ask a question, and the engineer is sitting maybe in Ladakh. He can on the spot write an answer. There are apps which are also incorporated in the mobiles, and through the mobile also you can send them real-time data, real-time survey data, so many. So decision making is become very fluid, but point is how much human brain is exercising, how much is human brain flexible to accept it, how much human brain is taking advantage of these technologies and trusting the data that it is giving, trusting the reports that it is giving, how much with open mind are we analyzing and using it for betterment and fatter bottom line of the organization is the question that we finance professionals have to keep asking ourselves. See, I told already, total cost management is an executive model and not a decision model. The governing model is which has to align with the vision of the company, the mission of the company, the strategies taken by the company. Suppose board has decided that I will start a factory in Bokaro, near Naxalite areas. As finance professionals, we shall not question initially. Once the project cost management comes, then our role comes. So it is an execution model, not a decision model. The strategic goals are set forth by the enterprise top management. TCM is governing model which aligns and can control the functionalities of the other functional models across the value chain. TCM not only involves continuous cost monitoring for cost reduction. There are so many cost review meetings. There are project progress review meetings, cost monitoring, payment stopping, midway corrections, cost optimization, but also involves strategic cost incurrence. Strategic cost incurrence. See, they used to call me a wonder finance. Every finance person always cuts a penny or two from the bills or proposals. I was the only person who is to also at times tell them to incur expenses, and many times so. So strategic cost incurrence is also important. So only cost cutting person or cost cutting babu, no, there is no such rules. We have to flex. It's like a husband-wife's relationship. All the time I cannot keep saying sorry, or all the time he cannot keep saying sorry. Certain times we have to also be flexible. So all the time cost cutting does not work. Sometimes there's a strategic decision, especially, I'll tell you, strategic cost incurrence for strategic goals of an enterprise. Carbon footprint is an example. Now, carbon footprint has nothing to do with your bottom line. The ESG goals that the organization has set, the country has set, has to be fulfilled by all organizations. The country's goals are fulfilled by organizations only, and you in the all its human beings only. So there, if you have to incur certain expenses, suppose you have incurred in a individual level. Now I have decided that my next car will be an EV, electric car. I will have to pay 5 lakh rupees more for that. I'll have to also in between change the battery after 5 years, which is very highly costed. But I'm taking a strategic decision in the interest of carbon footprint, in the interest of our future generation, in the interest of the global cleanliness. But I'll give you a more befitting example. This on individual level we can do. We do many small things which otherwise we can avoid, but we incur that cost for the good of the society. I'll give you a better organizational example. What about safety projects? You have to install, even in small society you take, those convex glasses, parking glasses. That's a safety project. The CCTV cameras. And in a large organization, the safety plan, water treatment plants, the other safety measures of big industrial safeties. Will, as a finance person, will you say no? I'll not give you this money because it is only cost, it has no income. It is increasing my project cost. My project itself is making only 2% margin, and you are adding this to that. No, sir. It may give you 2% margin. You please manage the margin with total cost management. Make it 2.25%. But if you have to incur 0.25% of safety project, you have to, because that's more strategic. That's more important. Their repercussions are huge. So, therefore, cost incurrence, strategic cost incurrence for strategic goals of the enterprise. In a nutshell, TCM is a structured and systematic approach to understand an organization's cost and to provide an overall and holistic framework for cost reduction, cost optimization, cost elimination, while recognizing the need for investments of resources in the right time, on right assets, at the optimum cost. These are important words. Invest the resources in the right time on the right assets at the optimum cost. Some of the tools of TCMs are activity-based costing, target costing, etc. Even in perpetual costing, which mainly focuses on now perpetual costing little bit we'll go, which is not much, mainly focuses on inventories valuation. Advanced warehouse management tools can be broadly said to be part of total cost management. Additionally, material tracking techniques and tools have come very handy in recent times. I have implemented in ONGC both this warehouse management tool and material tracking tool. And many heavy inventory enterprises have adopted them as the most updated and suitable technique with result in real-time data of cost and location. These tools of perpetual cost management can easily integrate the chosen system of costing by an enterprise such as LIFO, FIFO, standard or average costing, which again depends on the strategic short-term and long-term achievable targets and goals of different enterprises. So which are the goals? The goals don't change. Goals are like how earlier goals used to be set, even now goals are set. Short-term goals change, but long-term goals are vision-based. They don't change. But techniques are taking, like again, I love to give very layman examples. I really love to be down to earth. You know, earlier my grandma cooked in firewood. My mother cooked on gas cylinder. I cook in pipe gas. Cooking is the goal. It has not changed. Food is goal. It has not changed. But the methods of cooking, methods of boiling, it has changed. Similarly, long-term goals do not change. Short-term, they may change, keeping long-term in the mind. And therefore, all your LIFO, FIFO, standard and average costing, everything is applicable within the total cost management. I'll tell you about total cost management and material tracking technique a little more. Change is the only constant. Or shall I tell you already? Okay. Warehouse management tools. Nowadays, then normally perpetual cost management is mostly focused on inventory, because inventory is the most messy thing to deal with in an organization. Even though nothing can be messier than human beings, human mind and brains are the messiest, I think. But having said that, on a more professional sphere, the inventory management of certain industries become very, very difficult. For example, once upon a time, I worked in a TV industry, TV manufacturing, Electronics Development Corporation, initially. There, to manufacture one TV, 1,500 parts were required. And managing those inventories was a huge trouble. So there are tools, AI tools and technological tools now, which are for warehouse management tools. Then material tracking technique is very recent, say past 2 years. We have taken that. These, through the warehouse management tool and the material trackers, what they do, they put certain chips into each item. And through that chip, sitting in Delhi, I know where in Ahmedabad those two motors are kept. Which even earlier, before this tool, sitting in Ahmedabad, my storekeeper can't say where they are. But sitting in Delhi, I can find out in which warehouse, in which rack, in which corner, in which shelf these two small but very powerful motors are kept. So these are the techniques that have come for perpetual cost management now. So what happened? Because of earlier what they used to do, they want to say, okay, I want to buy these two. I want to buy these two motors. Then we say, okay, you don't have? No, we don't have it in stock. Okay, you don't have it. They give in writing. I don't have, we don't have it. Then what finance people are very good at something. लिख के दे दीजिए. आपके पास नहीं है, लिख के दे दीजिए. Give it in writing. So they will technical fellow will also say, who is going to check in the warehouse? I will write, okay, they are not available. All these nonsenses led to a huge inventory in ONGC. And same is the case with other organizations, all other major organizations. What we do with this material tracking, the first I started asset master. Before material tracking, 15 years ago, I started asset master concept. I draw down the asset master. I see whether those items are available or not and who has purchased. Those records I have through SAP. So what I used to say, okay, Assam asset has, but Mehsana does not have. So, okay, you get it from through stock transfer, you get from Assam asset, they are not using. So, but file is to be moving. File will have to write, okay, Assam said, can you please spare? They will say, no, 1 week can spare, why 1 week cannot, and all that nonsense. Then the moment this technology came, we are one of the pioneer in this, in implementing this technology, this material tracking. We started this, and the moment somebody comes with a purchase proposal, I can immediately see through the tracking whether those items are available and sitting somewhere in Timbuktu or not. The moment they are available, the proposal is a big no. Or justify why you still want. So therefore, these are all part of strategic decision making. These are all part within the execution model. Within the given goal, within the execution model, these are part of different strategic decision making. Of course, it is challenging, it is very interesting, and it is very fulfilling. Change is the only constant. The PDCA process model of total cost management has to adopt the cost management policies according to the changing challenges and opportunities. Like I said, what challenges I have found, we have done that. I can give you n number of examples during my illustrious career. N number, long career, I have n number of examples. There, wherever technology has come, I have adopted. Therefore, there is no best total cost management model for best PCM model, as there is no best human being who have completed all improvements in his life. What I say, total cost management model, I cannot say yours is best, mine is not, nor perpetual cost management, because there is no end to improvement. It is an ever-evolving world of technological changes with advancements as well as disruptions. Total cost management has to be an ever-ongoing process with continuous cost consciousness for the right decision, for the right asset, right project, right endeavor, at the right time, for the right opportunity, while continuously and cautiously recognizing the threats at the right times. This para is the mantra in life also. In anyone's life, in any organization's life, any company's life, any person's life, any human being's life. An ever-growing process, an ever ongoing process. There's no stop. Okay, I have finished my total cost management. No, there's no such things. I've finished living. No, there's no such thing. I continue to live like that. I'll repeat. Total cost management has to be an ever ongoing process with continuous cost consciousness for the right decision, for the right asset, right project, for the right endeavor, at the right time, for the right opportunity, while continuously and cautiously recognizing the threats at the right time. The right decision has to often be a course correction and at times be seemingly against the current budget. As I told you, I have so many times gone beyond budget, against the budget, for the interest of the project, and it's always paid. Not a single time I have gone wrong. The result has gone wrong. Thus, total cost management encompasses both the pros and cons in incurring cost and not incurring cost. You have a benefit of incurring cost and disadvantage of incurring cost. Similarly, you have a benefit of not incurring cost at that time and also disadvantage of letting that opportunity go. Disadvantage of not incurring cost at that time. So it encompasses both pros and cons of incurring cost and not incurring cost, along with the quantum, with a goal of a fat bottom line in the short term and strategic gain in a long run. So all the time, in a total cost management, all the time your mind works. In each and every single sentence when you read, your mind works. Where each and every project and project line item, the mini micro line items, your mind works. There's no rule. There's no rule book. It's just that human super intelligence and practical decision-making process capabilities enabled by AI if possible. Without AI also, it has to be same. Total cost management is not only basic, but also a process and an enabler too. I have already explained. I'll just read out. The best examples of unstructured total cost management practitioners were our middle class grandmothers and mothers of yesteryears when consumerism had not become a menace. How they managed the whole family? 10 children. How they managed. That was total best example of unstructured total cost management. They practiced not for competition, but for going a notch beyond survival to educate their children beyond their means many a times. They thought if my benefit, my bottom line is if I can educate my child. I am not educated, but if I can send him to school. For that, she made a total cost management. Inks and uninks and brought along constant competitions. Inks and uninks, they brought along constant competitions. This is the time when CMS and CS flourished because of this competition. So cost management, they started hiring CMS. All organizations started hiring finance professionals only for this competition to survive so that there is a better cost management. Competition cutthroat, survival of the fittest. Many corporates, small, medium, and large enterprises perished in the process. Those who survived and stood up tall have all done so because of total cost management efficiently in whatever structured or unstructured ways in 99% cases. You have the examples. If you, many of you will know, at least the seniors will know, that there is to be Jamindari system. I have visited such 4 Jamindaris. I've been, very well associated with them. They were all very good Jamindars and all that. When the Jamindari system got abolished, their sons, they became the, flamboyant and Rais Jada's beta, spoiled brats. And they didn't do anything, only drank and made merry, like their previous generations. But previous generations earned through money lending and everything. But this generation, no earning because the system is abolished. Jamindari is also not there. They all perished. Their children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren today are even begging for a morsel of rice. So that is the case if you do not do total cost management of your life, money, and wealth. Such is the importance of total cost management, when effective perpetual cost management is its integral part. So perpetual cost management, now after a year, I will never speak about because it will be merged to the total cost management. There's no such concept called perpetual cost management should exist. It's already high time. But still, let's see, one year hence or 2 years hence, we should not speak about it. We should only talk of TCM, where changes in inventory are also recorded in real time, impacting the cost of goods sold and accordingly the decisions to continue, discontinue, mid-correction, advertise, not advertise, so many things to diversify. Some of the total cost management strategies, methods widely practiced are realistic cost estimate, capital budgeting, WBS system, cost variance analysis, price negotiations versus project production, time loss analysis, critical path cost monitoring for LSTK project, cost of abandonment, cost impact for CSR, where cost management is an enabler, human resource well-being, cost as a strategic cost minimizer. I'm sure after listening to so much about from me, each line, if you read, you'll be able to understand what they are. They are just methods. Many of you may know. Whenever you need elaboration, you may let me know, I'll elaborate. Otherwise, I'll go into the next slide. Steps to find critical path. I've just given up. There's in a large projects, you have
Madam, slides
yes.
are not visible from last half an hour to 1 hour.
Oh, why nobody told me?
Actually, we had written on the chat, but I think nobody had noticed it.
Okay, I can't see the chats actually because when it's a team presentation, I cannot see anything other than my presentation. I have been
Okay.
telling the institute so many times, please take a few Zoom licenses or take few Google licenses.
Okay.
But this is the
Okay.
okay. I'm sharing
Please.
again. I'm
Please.
sharing again. Yeah,
Please.
sure.
Thank you.
So far, are you enjoying?
Yeah, definitely. It's very
Yes, ma'am.
interesting,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Very educative,
Okay.
so
Wait,
that's
wait.
why, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just. I'm sharing again. Can you all see?
Yeah.
Yes,
Now it's
ma'am.
visible. Now it's visible.
Okay.
Now it's visible. Thank you,
Now,
ma'am.
yeah, wait, I'll go. I'll just show 2 minutes. You can just see
Yeah.
what you couldn't see from here.
Yes.
This you saw.
Yeah, this we saw. Yeah,
It is generic to all enterprises.
Yeah.
All this is
Yeah.
total cost of a product by assigning it to material cost, labor cost,
Yeah. Till this slides we were okay. Yeah. Now,
Okay.
this one. This one
Methods and
also yeah.
you saw, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is where we had missed it. From this slide we missed it.
Okay. So this is methods and tools
Yeah.
of management, just-in-time activity-based waste reduction, vendor management, process optimization, technology solution. Then again, through information technology, I've explained cost management software, budgeting tool, time tracking software, reporting and analytics, strategic cost management, decision making. But what I was telling from my speech, you can understand.
Yeah. We were able to understand from your speech, but
Okay.
only the slides are the added visual impact.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, just go through finance. I said we have to go beyond. We
Yeah.
have to think with
Yeah,
the
ma'am,
open.
you can continue from your present slide. I don't want to occupy everyone's time.
No problem. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Little, I'm
Yeah.
taking just one minute only for this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a governing model. It's an executive model, not a decision model. Total cost management model is okay. And structured and systematic approach it has to have. Perpetual costing, also we have discussed material tracking technique. I have told how to track material, how the this warehouse management tools are used.
Ma'am, once you have a little bit time, can you just focus on the perpetual cost and TCM, like
Yeah.
more elaboration on that?
Okay, just now I will do it. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was saying that only actually. Perpetual cost, that word perpetual, it is not too suggestive, okay? But what it means that traditionally, what were the costs that we were focused on? Traditionally, the perpetual costing was more based on inventory management, inventory costing.
True.
So that is perpetual costing is to take the entire process of those inventory costing, inventory management costing. But once we came with the concept of total cost management, like that entire cost, right from tendering, you have to, or right from proposing, you have to, take a strategic call, and till the end of the life cycle of the project of the or the asset of the product. So then inventory became part of it, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So
Very true.
perpetual cost management system is nothing nowadays part of total cost management system.
Okay.
So therefore, I said that after 1 year hence, I shall never speak on perpetual cost management at all, because it will be an outdated matter. Do we today speak about the telephone that is to ring in corner of my table, crank, 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 with round,
No.
round, round, round dialing? We don't talk
No.
now.
True,
We don't
true.
talk. We only talk of mobile phone.
Yeah.
So why that the same function the mobile is doing? No. So why should I keep on talking mobile phone versus perpetual phone? Do I need to talk about it? No. So just for information and knowledge, we should know what was perpetually done, what is to be in practice. But after 1 year, we don't even need to know even that. Our children, only people who will go for research and people who are interested in history, they will ask, how was the first computer looking like? But in general, will our children be ever interested how a computer looked like at my papa's age or grandfather's age? He will say, okay, this is the tablet. This is the small computer. So similarly, we don't need to keep on talking about our old things. We have too many new things, new upcoming things we too should focus on. That's what I mean.
True, true, true. Thank you.
Yeah. So this also I said, because of the inks and uninks. Anybody has doubt what inks and uninks are? Anyone wants to ask? Any young person? Okay, so all of you are aware. Inks and uninks, they have brought along constant competition. So therefore, total cost management is a must. Otherwise, we will all perish like the Jamindar's families. And reason is survival of the fittest. Even for job, graduates, master degree holders, engineers, doctors are now searching for job. They are looking for job. They have no jobs. What is this? Competition. Survival of the fittest. So if that is so, being so highly educated, then an organization has to be how efficient to be all the time relevant and continue. So what is the mantra of efficiency? Nothing. It's only known by CMS. Total cost management. Strategic thinking, I gave the mantra, and with cost consciousness. Strategic. Strategists are always open-minded, but with cost consciousness. Our job is more relevant than ever in life today. With AI, we can do wonders. These are the methods. When you actually go to work in an organization for total cost management, then these are the methods through which you get your data. What you decide is based on data. It's as simple as that. What will be cooked today in the house is based on the available vegetables and ingredients. So that data, if you have, you can decide, okay, today there'll be dal and there'll be rajma. But if you do not have data, your house is locked, you can't see what is there. What strategically will you decide sitting in the market that what will I go and cook? So similarly, these tools give you the data, realistic cost estimation, capital budgeting that we all know. WBS system is a capital project, costing system. then cost variance analysis of anything that you incur, and you compare it with the budget and what is actual. Analyze the variance. Why this variance has happened? Why, if it I'll give you an example of ONGC's well. If it had to take 20 days of drilling, why did it take 25 days? If it had this chemical cost of 400 crore, why it took 450 crore? And then if it required 10 laborers, why did it take only 8 laborers? So there are cost variance analysis of everything. That the milk manufacturing, milk factory can also see, bread factory can also see. My bread is to, cost of production is to be, 40 rupees. Why it is going to 42 rupees? What are the reasons? Then you you break down component wise. How much of flour you have used? How much is the flour cost per kg? What is the yeast cost? What are the butter cost? What is the electricity cost? Have you shifted to a place where electricity is very high, like Noida compared to Delhi? So such kind of variance analysis for mid corrections are very important. There, each and everything I can explain. Time permit something. Sometimes again I will take. Then this is the photograph of critical path method. All of us have studied PERT CPM, so I don't have to tell about it. So this is the conclusion. Total cost management is a strategy in itself to create higher value with lower cost, but both short-term and for long-term goals. TCM as a philosophy is self-regulating. Self-regulating. There is no special or different set of rules or law or anything about it. It's your strategy, your thinking, your best optimum solution that you take. TCM has to be an attitude of the stakeholders within the organization. TCM is an attitude. This is my mantra. All that this slide, everything is my mantra. You'll not find it in book. It is an attitude. With an evident TCM and strategic media canvas, enterprise value to the customers and investors increase a great deal. A well cost managed organization has a better value to investors. TCM or total cost management is indispensable and unavoidable in the present day vulnerable world of rat race amongst competing enterprises and assets. Is inevitable and indispensable. You can't say I will not do TCM. You'll perish. Whether it's your family, whether it's your health, whether it's your life, whether it's your organization, whether it is your role, whether it is your position. If you do not do TCS, do not do strategic decision making, you perish. Therefore, TCM is the order of the day and cannot be procrastinated. Cannot be procrastinated, or the guards cannot be let loose at any cost, lest competitive challenges would mount to overshadow the green bottom, questioning relevance of survival itself. So if survival is questioned, then your relevance is also questioned. If your relevance is questioned, our profession's relevance is questioned. If our profession's relevance is questioned, our institute's relevance is questioned. If our institute's relevance is questioned, we know what day, God forbid, we may have to see. Therefore, it is very important to upgrade ourselves. Keep thinking, wear the thinking cap. Be a strategist, not a finance officer. Be a finance strategist, a finance engineer. Use your brain, take the courage, update knowledge, and take the strategic right decision at the right time on the right opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Such a wonderful session.
I'm stopping sharing just now. can see some of you. 1 second. Yes, thank you very much for who commented. Thank you very much. Okay, Akash
Thank you, ma'am.
Bagmari.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Could you learn something, Akash?
Yes, ma'am. Total cost management is equal to
Okay,
total management.
okay, okay. Okay, Pooja there. So anybody wants to ask anything more? I am open. Otherwise, most of the questions I have already answered. You have to go and attend your offices also, I think. So can we conclude, Pooja?
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you, Shekhar.
Ma'am, there is no other questions, then we will
Okay,
conclude this session.
conclude.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I thank the institute. I thank all the office bearers. I thank the committee, PD committee, everybody for giving me again the opportunity to interact with yours, all of you, and discuss with all of you, and give my best back to the institute what I can. And thank you all the participants for attending.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
On
ma'am.
behalf of the Western India Regional Council and Professional Development Committee of the Western India Regional Council, I express my heartfelt gratitude to Chitralee madam for the wonderful and valuable session, and thanks to all the participants for joining this session. Our next session is on
23rd, I think.
23rd December. I request everybody to kindly join. Also, our Nana Satra series on this Friday, 19th, and Saturday, 20th December. Also
That will be
requested.
that will be the third and the last lecture in this lecture series.
Yes, it's session on finance profession, a mix
Thank
of
you,
checks
Dole.
and balances, and overview. Thank you, ma'am, and I thanks all the
Thank you,
participants.
Srinivas Raoji. Hmm. Okay.
Admin madam,
Jyoti, thank you.
Yes, sir.
thank you very much, madam. Admin madam, I wanted to ask one thing. For
Yes,
CPE
sir.
hour, you submit
Sir,
the attendance.
Sir, we will share the attendance with the CPE department, sir. Within 2-3 days, it will be credited, sir. All CPRs.
Okay, because I
Okay,
had
sir.
attended 3 seminars,
Yes, sir.
but
Yes, sir.
okay, thank you,
I
madam.
will forward, sir. Okay.
I hope all of you have been benefited with both with my last session and this session. You can unmute and say, okay, I get that thumbs up.
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Yes.
your nice deliberation. We are really benefited by your lecture.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
That
very much. We are
encourages.
expecting more from you. We hope in
Thank you.
future you will listen more from your end. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Have a nice day. Thank you to
Yes,
everybody.
ma'am. Thank you. Now we will officially conclude the session. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you.